Hey y'all, this is Brenda at Slapout Homestead, and today we're making New England style hot dog buns. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've got some of our ingredients out and I've got us ready to start on our New England hot dog buns. First thing I'm going to do is put in 200 grams of lukewarm water into my bowl. Always start with the wet first. Then we've got 2 teaspoons yeast. I'll sprinkle that over the top. And 2 tablespoons cane sugar. Alright, the thing I like about the sugar is it helps dissolve the yeast because it just flattens it down into the water. Alright, and then I'm going to add in 200 grams of AP flour. We're going to stick it under our machine. Put our paddle attachment on there. Lift our bowl up. And we'll give it a quick mix. Okay, that's enough mix. We're going to let it stand for 15 minutes and then come back and add in all the rest of our ingredients. And the reason that I'm doing it this way, letting it stand for 15 minutes, is because the recipe I have from King Arthur Flour calls for instant yeast, and I don't have instant yeast. I have active dry yeast that comes in the brown jar that we all know and love. So I'm just going to let it dissolve. And that's what it's going to do right there. It's going to start its dissolving process. So I'm going to let that stand for 15 minutes and then come back and add all the rest of my ingredients. We'll be right back. Okay, now that our 15 minutes is up, I'm going to add the rest of our dry ingredients. That is 161 grams of all-purpose flour. Sorry, I wasn't showing you. Here, I'm going to have to do that left-handed. Wish me luck. We all know how that usually goes. Alright, so there we go. Look, I did it. 161 grams of AP flour, a quarter cup of dry milk, 43 grams of potato flakes, a teaspoon and a half of salt, our 2 tablespoons of soft butter, and 1 egg. We're going to mix that with our paddle blade still until we get a dough that comes together. Then we're going to switch over to our dough hook. Of course, because of the butter and the milk and the potato, this is an enriched dough. So it will be soft. That's good. We'll switch over to our dough hook. I'll scrape the pan down a little bit with my handy dandy scraper. Get the dough hook on there, and I can't do that one-handed, so I have to put you down for a second. Alright, our kneading time is up. I knew you didn't want to listen to that for 7 to 8 minutes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is pull this off. We're going to put it in our rising container, which I have sprayed with vegetable oil. Do you remember when we didn't have spray oil? Or am I the only one that's that old? If you wanted something greased, you didn't just pull a can out of your cabinet and spray. You used a paper towel and Crisco or butter, but mostly Crisco. Alright, now this is going to sit in here and rise. It says 1 to 2 hours or until it's puffy. So we'll check that in an hour and see if it's puffy. So there it is. And there it is. I'll scrunch that down in there a little bit to get rid of those air pockets. I don't know. It'll probably fill out by itself. So yeah, I'll just leave it alone. So we'll check in after an hour and see where we are. Well, I would say that's puffy. What about you? Alright, so the directions say to shape it in the pan now. Look at that. Actually, it says to make it into a 6 by 15 rectangle in my hands and then put it in my greased pan. There's what the pan looks like. And here's what the bottom looks like. Alright. So let me see about doing that. I'm going to have to put you down again. I'll come back and show you what it looks like in the pan. Alright, I smoothed it out in my pan, and now I'm supposed to wait 15 minutes and then go back and push it into the corners from where it shrunk up. Where it immediately shrank back. It's just like pizza dough. You do the same thing. Press it out, wait 15 minutes, press it out some more, wait 15 minutes, and then press it out some more until it fills the whole pan. So I'll come back in 15 minutes and we'll push it into the corners and then we'll rise again. We rise for 45 to 60 minutes or until it's half an inch from the rim. In the meantime, I'll get the oven preheated and we'll pop these babies in there. So I'll come right back probably when we're finished rising. See you in a little bit. Yeah, I think I may have let it go a little further than it needed to, but I think it'll be alright. It was supposed to be a ½ inch. Oh, that's about right. I guess I did okay. Alright, this is funny the way it goes in the oven. Here, I'll show it to you. Let's get the oven open. Get the light on. Pull that rack out. Alright, now this is going to go in the oven. And then I'm going to put a piece of parchment over the top. Okay, and then I'm going to put this here cookie sheet over the top of that. And go ahead and slide it in. And grab one of my... Alright, here we go. Yeah, I'm taking you into the cave. Cave. There we are. Okay, now you can see. I'm going to put a cast iron skillet right up there on top. Now I'm going to grab another cast iron skillet and put it over on the other side so that weighs down that cookie sheet. And so we bake for 18 minutes with the cookie sheet on there. And then we remove all of that off the top and bake it until it's brown on top. And I will show you what it looks like when we take it out of the oven. I'm going to bring y'all back while we take that off the top and see how we did as far as keeping things where they belong. Here's the cookie sheet coming off. And here's the parchment. Oh, look, it worked out great. Alright, now we're just going to let that get brown. Alright, we are browned. Look how pretty those are. Pull them out. Plenty brown enough. So I'm going to let them sit here on the rack for about 5 minutes. And then I'll turn them out and let them cool completely. And then I'll come back and show you how to slice them, because that's a new adventure too. See you in a little bit. We're back. Our hot dog buns are cool, and since I can't really do it with one hand, I went ahead and cut one of them. So you flip them over. So this is the bottom of the pan. So you flip them over, and then you cut all the way through where the grooves are, all the way through, and then you go in the middle and you cut down and you leave an area where you can open it up, and that's where the hot dog and all your fixings go. But before the hot dog and all the fixings go in there, I'm gonna butter this side, and I'm gonna butter this side, and I'm gonna toast them in my skillet. And we'll get them all buttery and toasty and soft in the middle to where this will be a little bit more pliable. And then the hot dog and all the fixings go in there. And this is what it looks like when it's about ready to get in my belly. I'm going to throw some of my homemade relish on there with some mustard and ketchup, and it'll be all good. Thanks for hanging out with me in my kitchen today. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one. God bless you. Love y'all. Bye.